If you guys remember a few videos back, well actually in Truck Vlog Part 2, we went to Geneva, Indiana and looked at a 52 Studebaker. Well, we didn't get the Studebaker, as you know, but we did we came across a antique dealer in Montpelier, Indiana, and I got a bunch of stuff there. I did get two things at the antique shop where the Studebaker was, though, so I'll show you those now, and then I'll get into the stuff that I got in Montpelier. And this puzzle here, it's a Milton Bradley York I'll say it, jigsaw puzzle. Good grief. Now, you can see by looking at it, it's pretty old. Let me find the year on this, because I forget where it's at. Let's look down here. Oh, yeah. 1963. And it's probably about that old. That's the copyright, but it's probably from about then. This one says, another Milton Bradley Key to Fun and Learning. Ages 12 to adult. Now this one's a king-size puzzle, 31 by 24, and this picture is titled New England Autumn. And I really like that picture. I think it's really pretty. Now, typically I don't buy puzzles because they usually don't have all the pieces, especially when you get into antique puzzles. But you can see where this obviously originally says over 1,500 pieces, interlocking pieces. Somebody wrote missing, then someone else scratched it out and put all here. So I'm wondering if you open this box up, if it doesn't fall apart on me. I gotta set this down. I need two hands, or else the box is liable to fall apart. I won't come apart. Okay, well, we'll open it from the side. But you can see it's partially put together, you know, like there are sections of it that are put together. So I'm very, very curious since missing and scratched out, and missing and all here are different handwriting. So I'm thinking someone sold this puzzle used, and you know, they just figured it had missing pieces. Somebody put this together, wrote all here, and sold it. And it was $2. So even if they're not all there, it looks like it's mostly there. And I really like the picture, and it's an old puzzle. So I thought that was cool. No, there's nothing on the bottom. There's the side of it. You know, the box is all taped up. This side's kind of faded out. Especially that bright orange where it says York. That's pretty faded. The other side's the same way. But I'm going to put this back before it gets banged around and I either do lose a piece or the box falls apart. If the box falls apart, I definitely will lose the pieces. So hopefully it has all the pieces. Some winter day when it's in the negative degrees and I don't want to be outside, maybe I'll put that together. Thing I got was this is really cool, this Ernest Tubb record book from 1947. Obviously Decca Records because of Ernest Tubb. But it doesn't have any Ernest Tubb records in it. But it has a bunch of the older ones, and then over here it tells about Ernest Tubb. So if you want to learn about him, pause there and you can read that. Hopefully this doesn't jump down. There we go. So we got Smiley Brunette and Rex Allen. I think we had a few Rex Allen. Yeah, there's another Rex Allen. And this one, we gotta find the name. Golden Gate Quartet. You can see the Mercury ones. It shows the name in a little different spot than the Columbia. Columbia, they put the name way down at the bottom. I think that's the last one. Yeah, that's the last one. But you can see this says made in the United States of America, FMC Co., New York City, New York. And the back of it doesn't have anything on it. The spine says Ernest Tubb Souvenir Album, Decca Album 529. Now this was $5. I'd have paid that for the book alone, and then it had all these great records in it. That's the old guys that I really like. So we got the record book, and onto the, sorry, I'm on the squeaky chair. Onto the antique dealer. Let's start off with this box so you kind of get an idea of what we got here. So the boxes are gonna be a pain in the butt, so I'm gonna set everything out here first. So first thing you probably see is the fire truck. I'll get to that in a minute. So I have this big wind-up key with 2 C's on it. I don't know much about this, but I do believe it's some kind of wind-up key, kind of like the one on the side of this truck. And I don't know what company this is, but I could probably find out easier with this one because it has the C's on it, so it's some company. Got another little wind-up key, or wind-up key handle. Again, this one just has an F on it. And I don't know if that F is a part number or letter, part identification, or if it's a, like the brand. He had really good prices though, which I'll get to with the fire truck. Got a pewter cat here, probably from the 70s. I haven't really looked at any of this except for the fire truck and another car, because I wanted to look at it in the video. But you can see it. Pewter, as you know, has some weight to it, and it's for something that's made out of pewter, it's pretty detailed. I'm going to angle this down so the light picks up on these smaller things. And the belly on this says pewter 1976. Hey, I was right, it is from the 70s. Stick the cat on a fire truck. So then we got this really cool key. I don't usually collect keys, but I thought this was cool. I am a key man at BF Goodrich. Come on, camera. Focus. And then the back of it says, where quality is a way of life. So I don't have any idea what this goes to. I just thought it was a really cool key. I've never seen one like this before, so I got it. And this key here is the General Motors key, the mark of excellence, as you can see. I don't think they put that on. Well, no, they don't put that on their keys anymore because the keys don't look anything like this anymore. But and it's hard telling what this goes to. Could go to any GM key or any GM car, car or truck. So I'm not even gonna take any guesses as to what it goes to. It looks like the old Chevy keys, but that doesn't mean anything because GM has a lot of different brands. So then, make sure that's pushed in there so I don't stab myself. Got the Hartford City, Indiana, the sesquicentennial, 1839 to 1989. I assume that's their courthouse. June 23rd, 24th, and 25th. Now, I like these old buttons like this. Pins, buttons, whatever you want to call them. You know, this was basically made as a throwaway thing. You know, this wasn't supposed to be around for 50 years or, you know, whatever. I mean, it's not 50 years old, but not close to 50. But yeah, these weren't really supposed to last. This is a pretty cheap little button that you could probably order. This is probably just paper inside of here. It kind of looks like it's just paper. So I kind of like these things that aren't really meant to be hung on to forever, and people do. This one is made by Badgement in LaSalle, Illinois. Got your little pin there. You can pin it on your shirt. Got some doorknobs here. The old porcelain doorknobs. Oh, we got the keyhole plate with it. That's nice. I didn't even notice that. No key, but why have a key when you don't have a lock? I do have a lock, and these will fit on that lock. The lock's from like 1863 or something, so I think these doorknobs will work with that lock. Except for somebody stuck this one on backwards. No, that didn't work. Or maybe these... Yeah, these go together. Like I said, I haven't really looked at this stuff much. I tried to save it for when I was caught up on making videos and could start making my videos again. So now I have a set of doorknobs to go with my lock that has a key. So that's nice. And last but certainly not least, this was a super good deal even with the broken ladder on it. This is a Lewis Marks wind-up fire truck. This one happens to be the ladder truck, even though his ladders broke off. But you can see it lifts up, you know, and it would stay up. The ladder rotates around. So it appears to be a little bit of everything. It looks like it's a ladder truck and a pumper truck, because as you can see, that says water tank, 250 gallons. Got your hose back here, some extinguishers, and the life net. So this one has some broken pieces, but a lot of times these wind-up toys don't work. You can see here this one's made by the Lewis Marks company. You can see their Marks logo there. And I think it says that on the tires as well. Yes, it does. Lewis Marks and Company, made in the USA. Now this is probably from the 50s or 60s. The body's plastic, as you could probably tell by looking at this. I'm going to set that up there so I don't break it. It's dusty, but other than the ladder and the windshield, I think it's all there. Well, the ladder's all there, it's just busted. But you can see the windshield, it looks like it had a clear, probably piece of plastic that slides in these slots here. Now originally I thought it was broke off right here. But those are pretty smooth and they're pretty even, so I don't think anything's broke off. I think the windshield just kind of went across there. So no windshield. Something is broke off there, but I think it's just the pointy part of this thing. And our steering wheel's broke off. But on the bright side, this is a wind up that still works. If I turn it the right way. There it goes. Now when I stick it on the floor, it takes off across the floor pretty good. It doesn't look like, it looks like it's only, it's going kind of slow right now, but it takes off across the floor pretty good. It's a shame that that ladder's broke, but it's not missing any pieces of the ladder, so you might be able to glue it, hopefully. Now it might have had a ladder that, like extended out from this, that slid back in here, but it's not missing the entire ladder, just a little part of it. So we'll set our Mark's truck up there. And before we get into the box of Hot Wheels, let's look at something else that's pretty cool. We'll do our other Mark's thing first. I got a bulldozer. And yeah, I'm on the squeaky chair. You're going to have to bear with me because not all my stuff is where it's supposed to be. So this is also made by the Mark's company. As you can see from the battery compartment, if it will focus, well, you can see this. There's a stamp there. There's one also on the side there. I thought about focusing. I gotta get that fixed. That not focusing is driving me crazy. Now, unfortunately, I don't think this one's gonna work, but I'll show you why in a minute. So, one thing it has going for it, now this thing's pretty old, probably about the same age as that fire truck, but they still have their rubber tracks on, and a lot of times those rubber tracks are missing, or they rotted off, or they're so badly dry rot that they don't turn, or they're twisted and torn and all that. These ones are in good shape. They're not all dry rotted. They're dry rotted a little bit. You can't see. Got your switch here, your on and off switch. Missing what I assume would be smokestacks right here. It wasn't $5. I forget what I got him down to. It must have been $3. But you can see it says diesel. You can see some of the letters. The little metal thing here that raises and lowers the blade is holding the blade up. So now I'll show you why I don't think this is going to work. Let's turn it this way so the thing opens up. So we'll turn our little thing. See how rusty the battery compartment is? Where's my flashlight, since the flash on this thing isn't working? See how rusty that is inside of there? Now you can see where somebody's put or that could be from the original sticker. Someone put a plus sign right there. Yeah, that's part of the original sticker, about the only part that's left. So I'll put a battery in there. It didn't work the first time I tried it. Sprayed some contact cleaner in there, took some steel wool to the spot over here. I'll stick a battery in it and see how we do. Now you'll know this is old, not just because it's made by Mark's, not just because of the way it's made, but if you didn't know anything about Mark's or pretty much any old toy, you know it's old because it takes a D battery, and I know this battery works because I just tested all of my batteries. Now it hasn't done anything yet, but maybe that switch is turned to off. Yeah, it doesn't work. Which is too bad, because I'd like to see this in action. It won't give me my battery back either. Alright, so we know the bulldozer doesn't work, and we know the fire truck works. You can kind of see a little gear. Well, you can see the cover for the gear. There you can see the gear. So we got the bulldozer there. Now we have one other big car, and then we'll get into the little cars. I did some research on this car because I did not know anything about this one. So it also takes these. This tin car here, I'm not sure what kind of car it's supposed to be. It kind of looks like a Packard. But whatever kind of car it's supposed to be. The reason I say Packard is it's a little fancier than, well, it's most certainly not a Model T. It's too fancy for a Model T. The headlight placement isn't right for a Cadillac. Headlights were down here on the Cadillacs. So with that being said, my knowledge of cars of this time period, I mean, there were tons and tons of car manufacturers back then. You know, you had Locomobile and Michigan and Haynes and, you know, a bunch of them like that. I'm not going to even get into all the names because I could go on for 5 minutes and still leave out names. And this is a Japanese-made car anyway, so this could be a old-timey car from over there. But now this one doesn't have a box, but I printed off a picture of one on the internet that had a box. It was called a grandpa car. And you notice grandpa is hyphenated. So you can see the box there. I wish this one had a box, but it doesn't. Looks like a Packard Landaulet, but it could be anything. But I'll read you. I wrote down some stuff about it. This, let me show you this N. This N is how I identified this car here. That's a Z. But anyway, that's their logo. Where's the other stamp was on the trunk too? TN. I knew there was an N on there. That's where I identified it from. That TN, and then under that it says Made in Japan, even though you can't read that because the camera won't focus. So this was made by Nomura Toys, and that's what that TN is Toys Nomura. They were based in Tokyo, Japan. They were established in about 1952. This was made in the 1960s, so long after this car was out of style, hence the name Grandpa Car. Old-timey car, you know. So, in 1992, Hasbro bought Nomura, and so they don't make Nomuras anymore. Because Hasbro likes to buy stuff and make it cheap, and then nobody wants to buy it. Hint, hint, that's what happened to Tonka. The Tonka has went downhill since Nomura bought them. They're still real popular, but they've got a lot more plastic on them than they did before. But I'm not going to get into that. That's a whole new video. So Nomura in Japanese means forest or woods. So it's not really any surprise that when the Nomura name was discontinued for making toys, another company is also called Nomura, but they're I forget what they are. I didn't write that down. They're like a forestry type of thing. But anyway, it's from the 60s. It's a Nomura, and I have a video that I will put in here of this car running around on the floor because it does indeed work. It's pretty cool toy from the 60s, you know, battery operated. It's been around for a while. You know, it's 50 some years old, so you can see the tires are starting to crack on it. They don't fit the wheels real well because I don't know if they did when it was new or not, you know. But I know they weren't cracked when it was new. So it's got some age on it. It's missing a headlight. Somebody cut one of the brackets out of the window there. Got the steering wheel. Yes, this is not a Packard Landaulet, but that's the closest thing I could come up with it being. So we'll dump it over on its side. Open its compartment, and we'll stick our good old Duracell batteries in there, and hopefully it's off so it doesn't take off sideways. Now sure as I go to do this, it's not going to work on camera. Sometimes, you know, these things are old toys like this need some persuasion sometimes to get going. Once these lantern, that was smart. Once these lantern lights come on, I know that it is working. And I knew it wouldn't work right offhand because why would I expect it to work while I was in the middle of a video? Now I've got the batteries falling out. So I'll show you a video that I have of it running around at my grandma's. Now it's kind of dark, and she had the air conditioner on, so the air was all blowing one way. I had this running around. I ran around in my bedroom for like half an hour when I first got it. It's entertaining to just drives around in a circle, but it's cute. Now you can see on the box here, it puffs little circles of smoke, and it really does puff circles of smoke. It's not just, you know, a little steamy car. Too fancy for a Stanley steamer. It might be a modified locomobile. You know, it's not supposed to be a specific car, but I don't really think it's a locomobile either. It's kind of, I don't know what it is. Let me stick this on the floor and see if I can get it going for you. So I got the headlights come on. Why is this? I promise you it's not this dark in my room. It looks dark though. It's camera shy, that's what it is. Okay, the headlights come on. There it goes. Those batteries are low. See how dim those lights are? Batteries are low. But you can see the wheel running around on it. And the wheel kind of slides on our floor. And I put some of my, I have a Lionel train, and I put some of the smoke fluid in this car. And that's kind of what it smells like. It was smoking a second ago. It may need more fluid. Let me pick it up for a while. I'll get it going. Maybe then I'll see it smoke. Like I said, the batteries are low on it. When you run these cars for a long time. Those lights didn't flicker before either, so the batteries are just getting low on it. I don't want to burn it up, but smoke comes out of that little hole there. Usually, I have to run it around for a little while for it to start smoking, just like the Lionel train. These, so I got smoke fluid in that one, and I tried to get the bulldozer working. I sprayed with contact cleaner. I rubbed the connectors, you know, that go on the battery. Made sure the batteries were good. These were pretty new batteries. The poor thing just doesn't work. So it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So I'm gonna probably do the other part of the video in a second part. I will show you these, and then I'll show them again in the other video. Because these are about the last things that I got there, other than these Hot Wheels. So, but they're old. You might want to watch the video if you're into watching these. But pardon the squeaky chair. The wood chair is currently being used as a place to set stuff out of my way. So this is definitely a Tootsie toy. It might say that in here. Yes, it does. Well, it says toot. Sometimes their stamp thing wasn't always spot on. It says Toots. Toots Chicago 2. No, it's not 2. Before zip codes, you had 2 numbers. That was your, I want to say area code, but yeah, area code's a good way to word it in modern terms. And that would be the area code, for lack of a better term, back then, was 24. So Chicago 24. That was the area of Chicago that these were made in. So that shows some age. Sorry, I will zoom out. That shows some age with these Tootsie toys. And you can tell this is old anyway. Now, I wasn't quite sure what this was, but they were nice enough to tell us this is a Chrysler. And after seeing that, I can see that in the front, maybe in the side. $5 for one of these is pretty good, although I'm afraid with this paint being so old, when I take this sticker off, it's going to take a bunch of that blue paint off with it. Occasionally, that's how these old Tootsie toys go. Well, the sticker's not coming off anyway, but it is taking some paint off. The slower you go, the less likely you are to take paint off. So it took a little bit off, but none that's not, it doesn't stick out from the rest of the thing. Wow, I almost dumped the box of cards on the floor. That would have been bad. So we got the Tootsie toy here. Then we got some little tiny Tootsie toys in here. And I'll show those to you in the Hot Wheels video. We got a Matchbox truck in here too, but these are Tootsie Toys. So these are really cool. We got an old Chevy C80 right there, so you'll want to see those because I've seen one of these. I can tell you a lot about that truck. So watch part 2 of this video and you'll see these and a great big box of Hot Wheels. So like, comment, subscribe for more. Have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this part 1 of this haul video. Part 2 is pretty much Hot Wheels. I'm gonna get this record out of the way so I don't scratch it because it was under some paper and I forgot. So I got this old Beatles record here from Capitol Records. It's got 2 of my favorite Beatles songs on here, is why I got it. I Want to Hold Your Hand is probably my favorite Beatles song. And I Saw Her Standing There, that's another good one. Obviously recorded in England, but they have to put that on there. So 2 of my favorite Beatles songs on the record. So I thought, that's great. So he had some other ones I was going to buy, but I saw the box of Hot Wheels and didn't look at what songs were on the other records. So for now, I just have this one. So I'm going to go put this somewhere before it gets broke. He put it in wrapped it in a paper towel, so hopefully it's got some kind of not so great scratches on it, but it may or may not work. I better not stick it there. So alright, now that's the end of the video. So like, comment, subscribe for more. Have a great day. I'll catch you in the next video, and check in for part 2 of this video.